funny. I think it's your typical love story. And it relates to when I basically fell back in love with finance. We talked earlier, I followed an unconventional finance career. Right, I started my career off on Wall Street at Sanford Bernstein, but I always had this need or want to be on the operating side. And my first operating role was running the income tax software business within the OneSource suite of products at TR, and eventually running most of OneSource, and then actually being given the chance during a big reorganization to run a roughly $1 billion in revenue segment, where my team was responsible for most of the solutions across the company being sold to large corporate customers, basically your largest 1,000 companies globally. It was during that 5+ year period of being a GM that I found myself with really great finance partners, but folks who are more focused on the numbers and the reporting of them versus having a passion for the underlying business, understanding how customers use the products, or again, how our salespeople connect with buyers, the specifics of how our infrastructure was managed. And I realized that what made me a successful finance leader prior to my transition into that GM role was my passion for both the numbers and what was happening that produced those numbers. Right? Folks at all of my companies will tell you that I often say they're just numbers, which is kind of funny for a CFO to say out loud. But the reality is, those numbers, they're just a manifestation of a series of decisions that have taken. And if you don't understand what those are, then as I mentioned earlier, you lose the ability to have that pattern recognition, which as a senior leader is so critical to have said that you've seen the story play out before. And even if some future set of decisions may present their own unique circumstances, there are still similarities that you can draw from when you have that go, no-go decision. So when I became a public company CFO, which was my first CFO role, it was because the CEO and the board were seeking an operational CFO.